Howdy, howdy, Timberwolves Nation, Wolves After Dark fam. Uh, whoa, I forgot how to do this. There we go. I'm your host, Ashwin. Cameron's off tonight on a photo shoot slash life, and Wolves win, Denver lose. Atlanta loses. I don't know what to make of this game. I'm excited. I'm thrilled that we won. I think in the manner that we did, a little bit of hand holding and spoon feeding from Atlanta in the end, where they threw in their bench dudes and took out the flaming, scorching, mostly flaming Trey Young and even DeJounte Murray. Reasons are probably told that like they already are clinched the 10th seed, and we had a lot to play for. Kind of weird to win the way we did, the manner we did, where like Bruno gets a layup or a dunk at the end there to make it like a really tight game. But we pull through, we pull it out. Cat is back. The noise of will he, won't he, is he ready? He actually looked the part. He looked good. I think he looked maybe not 100%, but he could have fooled us. I thought he looked all right. His shot probably will need some time. Those were like three things I wanted from this game was with Cat back in the lineup. Will he shake things up? We kind of do need a shaking, but like, will he like establish himself? Will we have slow starts? That didn't get answered. No injuries. Good. We had a scare with Nas hitting the ground at one point, and like Cat had a couple drops to the ground. Good. No injuries. And then will Cat find his shot? Will Cat find his range? We didn't see that until the very end. Gerald turned off the stream. Salute to you, Gerald. And immediately, within like 30 seconds, Cat went to the corner, hit a three. We were up pretty big, 17, 18 in the third quarter. Let off the gas pedal a bit. Insert Trey Young. Trey Young and maybe the second half reffing crew gave us kind of a hard whistle, and we overcame that adversity to an extent where they actually took the lead from us, 85-82, I think it was at one point, and it was a bit of a scrap fest for the rest of the game. But I think a lot of positives in this one. I think there's a couple like stars that really emerged tonight and like really like flew tonight. And there was a couple of duds, a couple of stinkers from maybe the ones who we typically rely on and have kind of like guided us through a lot of these tight games in the season. Defense is our identity. We're number one for a reason. They were having a problem scoring in the first half from three. It was a matter of time before Trae Young really kind of took over. But I thought we played well. I thought we played both Trae Young and the 3-point line well tonight. They were missing a couple easy shots too, but yeah, it was cool. It was cool to see that first half. Kind of like nothing really happened, but like they weren't really making anything. They can be a 3-point threat. Threat. They have like 4 or 5 shooters that can make them. So yeah, let's check out the standings really quick because interestingly, Grady was like praising the fact that we're going to be the 1 seed. In fact, we are currently the 2 seed. Look at this. Whew. Boy, I also like that my thumbnail's really small. I want to keep that forever. But OKC. I'm sorry, I'm on ESPN. I shouldn't be, but I am. OKC, Minnesota, Denver, all in the same division. Apparently, division matters somehow. Because in the overall record, OKC has the best record of the 3 in the head-to-heads. So OKC is number 1. There's a lot of nonsense in all of this. A lot of noise that I don't really completely know. Maybe some people of you guys know. What? ESPN is wrong. Timberwolves. Welcome, my friend. Okay. I guess I don't know anything then. All right. That's amazing, though. That's good to see. Good to see that we are the 1 seed. Does that make Denver the 2 seed or the 3 seed? I don't want anyone to really do the research here for that. It would be cool to get some information on it, but don't worry about it too much. This might be on the shorter end of a show. We'll have Denver is 3. Denver Pelicans would be insane. Exhaling. Also, if we are the 1 seed, we wouldn't see Denver until the conference finals. Lots have to go our way. We have to win series first, but we are basically avoiding Denver if we stay the 1 seed. Um at all in every opportunity. So if we stay at the 1 seed, we will only see Denver, as Mike Malone announced in his post-game presser against us. We might see them in May. Oh my god. Let's get to some of the comments because you guys are freaking awesome. And solo Shody right now. I think I might need some assistance. Uh as the game started or half an hour before tip off, Pert is back. That's correct. Cat came back. Cat had a lot of energy. I think no surprise to any. I think he actually corralled it pretty well. There wasn't a whole lot of stray, but I think there was some times where he was trying to do some passing that he went through defenders and like did a reach around pass that was like absolutely to no one. We're not almost used to it anymore. And the improvisation is something that we've been kind of like stripping from our DNA of our team. So to insert some of that back, all right, he was kind of doing well, passing the ball to get some cutters going. He, he's kind of the true Gobert whisperer, where he can pass it to Gobert for some cutting dunks and tip-ins. That, oh my god, whenever Gobert doesn't dunk, I lose brain cells, like literal chunks of brain, or just fall out whenever he doesn't dunk. Cat at that corner three, awesome. I think Cat also kind of pushed Jaden forward. I think sometimes when we have the ball in Ant's hands or Conley's hands, it doesn't always swing. It doesn't swing around. It gets trapped in like slow mo's hands sometimes. And of course, Ant ISOs. And we'll get to Ant later. But Cat found some crispy passes to Jaden, and Jaden hit those threes, rewarded as um, Jim Pete said on the broadcast, rewarded Cat for those passes. And I think Cat could have had probably, 12, 13, 14 assists had like McLaughlin hit some threes, or a couple other players hit those threes. Like I think Nah was a little off of form, but he also was kind of asked to do a lot tonight. And awesome. It's awesome to have him back. I think we were missing something, and I think it was starting to show itself. And I think it's gonna be great. It's gonna be exciting to see um, the series, that whatever matchup we play against, we'll talk about it briefly. Whatever matchup we end up with, see how that unfolds with Cat in, kind of stress relief, like sigh of relief. Will he? Won't he? There's sometimes like you've seen postseasons past where they like, kind of like tease a player is coming back and then they don't come back, and then you're like, what was that all for? It's like kind of masking and kind of creating some worry and pause in the opposition. Nah, that doesn't really end up doing anything. I'm so happy we get a game or two to see Cat inserted back in the lineup in dramatic fashion, as Rudy Gobert said, is what movies are made of. I love it. All right, Black Mamba, right after the game, or no, shortly still while the game was going on. About time we realize if Ant is questionable for an illness, if he's going to play terrible with zero effort. We'll talk about Ant tonight. I think we might talk about him for a healthy chunk of this tonight's broadcast or show, but like pretty disappointing. 4 fouls and 3 fouls after one, 4 fouls quickly in the second quarter. He probably looked slow, he probably looked lethargic, he probably felt that way as well watching the broadcast, but he did not seem interested. And it only really kind of came to form late in the game when we were kind of like wrestling with who's going to take the shots, and Ant was like, "Oh, it's my time." And we kind of have to defer to him. We have to live and die with Ant. Most days I'm super comfortable with that, right? But like he didn't show us anything tonight, and I was like, okay, hey, after that absolute idiotic three he took, I didn't want the ball in his hands anymore. He didn't look like he was like in the game the way that we felt like we've seen him in past. And yeah, we were getting some scare from DeJounte Murray and Trae Young in the first half and early in the third to get the lead back in Atlanta's favor. But like scares of that other game that we had early, this game two or game three against Atlanta. But like Ant wasn't here tonight. It was like we need something. We need that like energizer, and it didn't really come from him. And we'll talk about him later. But wow, big news though. Spurs upsetting Denver. Denver had a 5-second violation to end their game. A lot of Trey Young or a lot of Trey Jones and Devontae Graham's the little dudes making it happen for them, and a little Zach Collins as well. Not a whole lot of Wemby in the fourth. The Wemby patented stat line apparently is 30, 12, and 12 and 12. He's going to be crazy. The Spurs are bad. I am excited for him in his future, but DPOY is Rudy Gobert's tonight because Rudy Gobert's stat line is I'm obsessed with what that was. There was some weird play calls where we were trying to force it down to Gobert throughout the whole season, but like sometimes even in these games, like late, we don't really have like offense from Ant, so we're like finding someone else, and we like try to lob it for Gobert and try to do a bounce pass into Gobert, and like that's unreliable. Like we haven't really found that gear with Gobert all for most of the season, but like when it works, it's crispy, it's super great, and he was sensational tonight throughout the game. But I love it when we don't actually like force feed it. When we find it naturally, the way that Cat found him naturally, that's what I want to see. Because that's gonna bully any opposition. Like every team that we're gonna play against, it's gonna be smaller than us. So we need to take advantage of that. And like when we pull defenses out to the perimeter with like Nas and Cat exciting me to see Gobert like dump to the rim, like just drive to the rim because that's gonna be wide open with the almost like four spacers. I don't think we saw Nas, Gobert, and Cat tonight, but we did see Slow Mo, who we'll talk about in a moment, who was an zero tonight, absolute zero. Um, cool. That's what movies are made of. Nuggets 3 seed. Man, I'm like 15 minutes behind. This is what happens with me. I'm sorry, guys. Mason, what's up? You say, wow. LFG Wolves Tycoon, what's up, my friend? Welcome back. Noah, we are first. Okay, I'm gonna trust the man with the facts. Altitude mountain men are gonna struggle. Wow, what? Rudy is becoming my Wolves favorite player. Cool. I He's been MVP of this team. Like we're getting some buzz from Ant for MVP. Like strong showing from him to secure that bid. But um, no, Gobert, man, 10 for 10, or maybe even 11 for 11, and like he's hitting free throws now. He was asking to get fouled there at the end. That was pretty stupid. Um, yeah, I have a little bit of concern about him in the postseason. About like how he can be kind of played out, like when Golden State goes small. Can we take advantage? Have we been able to take advantage? Have we shown the strength and size and like the energy to like make small teams like get punished? Haven't really seen many opportunities. In fact, it's been kind of the opposite sometimes, where like smaller teams kind of like get their faces in the elbows of Nas and Gobert and get their offensive fouls, and there's a lot of that happening tonight too. Like the little dudes stepping into the lanes and getting the calls. Trey Young, for some reason, is just like you can't touch him on either end of the ball. You can't even touch him. He gets those kind of calls all every game whenever I see him. It's like gross. And I thought we were trying to get rid of that kind of crap from the NBA. Anywho, moving forward. Big Rudy tonight. Yeah, big flex, roof flex. Oh, yes. Um, Cameron did probably have a mild panic attack from this game. Number 1 seed, ahoy, ahoy, two Johnny 2X, big three from Cat. That was a big three. I think that was the defining moment where it's like, hey, it was kind of hanging in the balance. Atlanta actually had an opportunity to take the lead potentially for good. Cat hit that three. It was so needed. And sometimes we need those desperation threes. And we've been getting a lot of that from Nah and even some Nas stuff and like Baby Mac. We didn't get a whole lot of that like tonight from any of them. Um, but it was cool to see. Cat needs to find a shot. He needs to be, and he will always be that decoy, no matter what. Even if he's like not 100% and also not like haven't found his rhythm, there's going to be a game where he finds his rhythm, and they're going to be so sorry. The opposition going to be so damn sorry for not like trusting it right now. 1 for 6 from three for Cat, not good enough, but also like there's no ill will here in terms of a grading. I'm so happy that he didn't like rush everything. Right, a couple times he did, but like not everything. Yeah, actually, that's very true. Giant 2X, we have such a great team, top to bottom, man. I love the squad. I love this team. We are I mean, you just can go down history, the lineage of Timberwolves rosters, and just be like, how did we get here? We're a little lucky. I wouldn't say spoiled, but we are paying for it. But we got pretty lucky in that trade. The Mike Conleys and Nikhil Alexander Walkers. We got to make trades that you got to swing big to hopefully reap the rewards. Like we've had so many dud trades, right? Like the Garnett trade. Like you could say it was great to get Big Al, and Big Al was super fun to root for, but man, he was so damn flawed. And like, we had some dunk contest winners with Gerald Green, McCants was something, right? But like, man, we've had miserable returns, and like Anthony Bennett, what the hell is that, right? And Andrew Wiggins, wow, that was an awesome like acquisition at the time, and he was phenomenal as a rookie. Like that was his peak, and that was sad. And yeah, like getting Jimmy Butler and pieces for Levine and Rubio and Teague. And man, those trades, like you can look back at it in hindsight and be like, wow, something kind of went in a weird way in all those trades. Boom. The D'Lo trade got us to Conley and Nikhil Alexander Walker. And it's a lot of like, because of this, and then this happened. And I'm so happy that we have these guys to kind of like sail into the postseason, as well as like, let's see what happens, what procures in the seasons to follow. But like, this is building into something that's super exciting. Yeah, we have a fucking awesome team. Charlie Barley, what's up, my friend? Don't mind Cat's misses. Those were shots we need him to take. Absolutely. Um, actually, the thing that I also wanted, like as an asterisk to Cat finding a shot, was just taking shots when given, because oftentimes, and I even remember like that first few like weeks of the season when we got Gobert, Cat was so reluctant to shoot. He was like, I need to integrate Gobert. I need him to be, involved. And I want Cat to be as aggressive as possible, as selfish as possible, because that allows everyone else to be as open as can be. And then those passes are just that much easier. Um, cool. Oh my gosh, Jarvis, you probably did this 20 minutes ago. You did, in fact. Thank you, my friend. You've been so awesome to us. Did I say overcome? That's great. Oh, I did. Twin City Bulldog Club, my friend, play-in champion himself. Good win tonight. Nonetheless, yeah, we got to do that. Jay, I believe I'm wrong. So we got maybe an answer from Noah and some other people in chat. I am just behind in commentary. Noah, scary this is, as this is probably. Quick decision making Cat might equal some more bad passes and stray voltage, but I did like how he moved the ball tonight. That was another thing I want to preach and like praise and just like sing the praises of like how we integrated him back. Was like we moved the ball a lot tonight. I thought like what 30 assists and out of like 39 makes or something like that. That's healthy. That's what we need. That's how I think this team is going to be like working in the clutch in fourth quarters and late game situations. If we have the ball moving as an established like rhythm, then it's like a little bit less predictable. Of course, fourth quarter, 24 seconds left. Where the ball's going. Like maybe there can be some more stuff happening. Like I thought that Ant has established himself as a better playmaker in Cat's absence, and has cut down the turnovers. But also, like Ant has been a little bit volatile. Like in terms of he can 551, he can also have 2 points for the first half. Like we can see a whole lot of nonsense from Ant, and I think no, there's no like my opinion of him hasn't changed. It's just like we're gonna need him to be so much more reliable than he has been, and he is forced to, and he's willing to, and he wants difficult shots. I don't want him to take difficult shots. Like if there's a difficult shot, I want you to pass the ball out. I want you to regain rhythm, and then also trust your teammates in terms of where they are. Um, I thought his drives were like barely there tonight, and while he wasn't really complaining a whole lot to the rest, I thought like he wasn't getting the whistle, so he chose not to drive. And he was, I guess, he was a little under the weather, so he just chose to hang out, not really move to get open, foul at a high rate. Crazy stuff from Ant tonight, right? We can't have that. Not allowed. Uh, put your ass in the bench if that's like what's going to happen from you. Like I would gladly take Nah and even Monte Morris being aggressive than like seeing Ant kind of just like walking around, right? Cool, cool, cool. All right. Nightbot says, like the stream, I'm terrible at saying this. Cameron's so good at this. All 120, 130 of you guys, thank you so much for joining. It's amazing. 1 seed, Timberwolves. 1 game left to happen. That's it. In Phoenix. Oh no, that's home. It's home in Phoenix, and it's like a really early start on Sunday. For some reason, we don't have any games in the NBA tomorrow, but we do have pretty much the rest of the NBA plays on Sunday. Gearing into the play-in, which is Tuesday through Friday, and the play-in, which we no longer are a part of. Whew, phew, right? It was always stressful to be like, hey, what seed, if any, can we get? And can we get into the play-in game 82 like the Denver of yore when we were like Jimmy Butler and Taj Gibson blocks Jokic or whatever that was. That established the play-in tournament apparently. Like those were the years. Like we had to struggle to get into the 8th seed, and the 7th seed. And last year, I guess weren't we the 8th seed? Yeah, man, bummer. But through that growth, emerged as the top seed of the West. Is pretty exciting. What are we now? 56 wins. This is just so crazy. I'm sorry. It's like I'm sorry. This is so boring to look at. Like 3 teams in the same damn division. Rest in peace, Portland. And I guess Utah. But 56 wins on East. We shouldn't really care too much about it, but Boston has had nothing to play for 15 games. Yeah. And anyways, I feel like every game had mattered for us, and like that's why we kind of had to play out all these games. And man, sometimes those games that we lose that are like costly, it's because of like moments like this, or we have to now win this game, right? As opposed to like potentially resting and getting more "why not" burn, because why not, right? Conference record just puts us in first. Okay, ESPN's been wrong all week. Oh, okay. Moving forward. You guys are incredible. I'm sorry. I'm moving forward. All right. Gerald, after the coaching staff read our Discord, they had Cat start actually doing quick passes and corner spacing. The corner spacing, another thing that would be so fun to see more of. I know it's like not pedantic. It's not like putting you in a less than role, but it's like kind of integrating you back into what we've been establishing as a team. And I think, long story short, Cat needs to kind of like tone down the mental altitude of him being this like, alpha, squared, and he needs to be a role player right now until we get like the juice with him. The passing was so awesome tonight. And I think like his passing makes slow-mo like not as needed, like when his passing is on. But slow-mo is great when his passing is going towards the perimeter. But slow-mo, I don't know, the past couple weeks has been kind of interesting. Yeah, that was so weird because like he could have missed both free throws. Slow-mo missed both free throws. Oh my god, it's so stupid. Oh my god. Savior, my friends. OKC's number 1. What? Okay. It's confusing me, and I think I'm not going to labor too much on it. I might just like refresh the tab a couple times and see what actually transpires. This might be right. I don't know. Um, I might also go to NBA.com and see other stats. Okay, Gerald is an afternoon game. It's at it's like 2:30 or like it's like 2:30 in the afternoon. Yeah, that's right for us, you guys in Minnesota. I'm sorry, I'm skipping ahead. Okay, if Golden State wins and the Pelicans lose, Sacramento also wins. That means the play-in will all be tied. The West is nonsense. I was gonna say, hey, all to you, all 120. Used to be more, and now it's just back to 120. Thank you guys for so much for your support. Like, share, comment. I don't know what people do. Ring the bell. Yes, ring the bell for notifications when we go live. But I think you know when we go live. It's kind of obvious when we go live. A couple minutes after the game, boom, here we are. Here our dumb faces are blabbering about hashtag analysis, instant analysis of the games we just saw. Um, and you know we're gonna be here all postseason, except for maybe if we get to the finals, because Cameron, your boy, and me are probably gonna try to attend a couple games. But like, let's get through the first round first. Let's get through game 1 and 2 first, and then we'll figure shit out. Cool. Zach McCready, one of the worst shooting games out of the season. We still got the dub. Interesting. I think we didn't shoot the ball well for sure. I agree. But I think the passing was there, which kind of compensated for the lack of shot quality. Um, Over time, it kind of created better shots. And, part of that's also kind of lack of ant involvement, meaning the ball has to move, right? So we're getting to the tier list soon. Oh, man. In fact, oh, you don't want this. No. Share screen. What is it? Where is it? Where is it? Boom. Sweet. It's kind of like March Madness vibes. These last 2 games, 15 games a night, dude. I can't keep up with any of it, man. The three-way tiebreaker, Conrad. What's up, my friend? Three-way tiebreaker is so lame. If all 3 teams end up winning on Sunday, oh man, I don't know what to say about that. Leonardo DiCaprio. Wow. Uh, Leonardo. Yeah. Somehow OKC is the one seed. Okay, I should be clear. I don't know, and we'll figure this out together. All right, Xavier. Nice. Well, have a good rest of your day, J.R. Ryder. Godfrey, welcome back, my friend. OG, everyone. Godfrey is the OG. Catnat, 1 for 11 from 3. We can't have that. You're right. The shooting woes were there. But we had some clutch performances, I think, from a few players, and we'll get to the tier list here in a second. I just want to catch up with chat, man. I feel like I'm still behind. Crone, my friend, Pelicans dropped 42 points and counting in Golden State in the second quarter, and this is without Brandon Ingram. Um, you have a 3-day moratorium on flow rants. Oh, flow! It's such a funny thing. If the Wolves and Suns both win, if the Wolves and Sun, well, there can only be one winner. Skull Soda, nice. I like that name. How? If we are the 2 seed and 1. Okay, I feel like I can't talk about this stuff anymore. It's on you guys. I'm sorry, because I don't know the answer, and I feel absolutely like a moron. I feel I'm losing trust in you guys for not knowing all this. But cool. To the box score and the tier list, guys. I'm sure you guys know this by now, but the tier list is just reflecting solely on vibes from the individual people are here on the show. Sometimes you guys obviously will influence us, but it's based off of just tonight. It's not off the whole season. A1 is Ant in our hearts, but like tonight he wasn't that at all, right? We might have had an A1 tonight. We'll see. We'll get to the box score here in a second, but yeah, and by a second, let's do it right now. Monte Morris. I want more from him, but tonight I guess was just not his night. I don't know. He didn't have any time out there, and I want to say that I'm a little disappointed in Finch for not trying him more, especially when we needed more of a spark. Like we weren't really like getting ahead of Atlanta much until the third quarter, and we didn't have Monte at all play more than like 5-6 minutes. So I'm a little sad, a little indifferent. I guess it is meh typically, but it's indifferent here on my tier list. It's indifferent for some reason. All right, moving on. Jordan McLaughlin. I would say get your grades up for Jordan McLaughlin, but this is a nothing. 4 points, 2 assists, steal, no threes. And I think the combination of Monte Morris and Jordan McLaughlin, they're going to be kind of like one person, right? So those minutes are going to be one person, whoever has a hot hand, and whoever has a hot hand is probably making threes, and whoever's making the least mistakes. Um, I guess we could probably trust in McLaughlin more, and like Finch is probably just innately by default thinking of that way as well. But the lineup is going to be trimmed to like 8 or 9 players. We can't have 10 or 11 players anymore, right? So that bench includes Nas, Slow Mo. That's 8. So the ninth will have to be Baby Mac or Monte or both, and that's 10. Is that too many players that come off from our bench? Usually we get more of those players when we're in foul trouble. Innately, we will be in foul trouble, so you'll see more size or you'll see more of those other dudes. But we'll see. Baby Mac, indifferent. Um, to the point where I don't know why I'm grading him. Kyle Anderson, 16 minutes, 0 for 2 from the free throw line, 0 for 2 in his like random shots. Those shots were random. And team worst -14 in plus or minus. I have started to look at plus minus a little bit more lately. It's an easy number. It's like a you know dumb stat. Hey, how good were you on the court when you were on the court? How good were you when you were off the court? Did your team exceed expectations or build the lead? But there's like some effective plus minus numbers that have been out there that I've started to like look into. By no means am I a stat head or anything, but it just shows like a really telling picture sometimes. Slow mo was ass. He was so bad tonight, and it is kind of starting to worry. He had 2 blocks, but like I don't know. It's starting to worry me, and he's been hot and cold for the most of the season. And the fact that whenever he's on the court with Gobert, it's maybe a me thing. The spacing goes out the window. We are so reliant on and Nas and the others usually Mike Conley or Monte Morris or McLaughlin, and those others need to shoot the three and they need to space out, meaning they don't do anything else. And tonight we saw like driving to the rim for a couple shots, a couple desperation shots too. And Nas has been posting up a little bit lately. And with Solomo and Gobert, it just looks awful. Uh, Atlanta's defense is horrible. I think 29th ranked defense. Maybe I'm wrong. Uh, with the players they have, it shouldn't be that bad, but I guess it is that bad. They have been bad, so it's part of it. Um, that allows them to zone. That allows them to just like cluster in the middle, right? And then our post game, our drop ins are just awful. And so I get it when you're like guarded by smaller players. Nas probably could try to take advantage, but that was Patrick Watson in Denver the other day. Patrick Watson had your number, and so like we haven't seen a whole lot of post up Nas, right? We've seen a lot of like while he's moving, get a shot. When he gets the ball from the perimeter, he drives in. Like it's very simple. And now we're trying to introduce something else, partially because Cat was out, so we need something else to like work with. But man, yeah, like Slow-mo has just not been there. And I'm in a weird way glad we don't have to like super rely on him, but the inevitable fact that like Cat will probably get in foul trouble. There'll be some Gobert time where he's in foul trouble. It's just so nice to have that emergency big, and when he's on, it's fire. It's fire. And I think when the passing is on, when passing is crisp, it just wasn't there tonight from him. I'm giving him a bottoms. It was awful. Catching up with chat just a little bit. What's up, Disco? He had literally 0 points and terribly missed his clutch free throws. Kyle Anderson, the basketball terrorist. Slow mo free agent this summer. Whew. Did we only sign him for a 1 year deal? No, didn't we re-sign him? Oh, what happened was we didn't trade him. That post trade deadline slow mo was pretty good, was pretty fire. I was like, oh, there he is, right? But that didn't last too long. Ugh, man, that game gave me brain me King Dave. What's up? Ugh, man, that game gave me a brain aneurysm. I agree with that, Charlie. I guess he doesn't need to score. He doesn't need to do a whole lot. He can just do it all. Um, but that game against Jokic was fucking embarrassing, and I didn't think he did anything tonight. So intangibles be damned. He might as well just have been a bench warmer tonight. Um, Nikhil Alexander Walker, 12 points. That's really all to really talk about. 2 for 8 from three. And I think his shot was just off tonight. It's been kind of a heralded fact that we are just so lucky to have him. Our bench now relies on him. We rely on Na to score. And there's moments where we don't have Ant, we don't have Cat. Hopefully, it's not many, but like we need someone and someone with the ability to like create for themselves. To some degree, it has to be and it has to fall on Nas and Na has been there for us. Tonight he was kind of doing a little bit too much inside that I don't really care for, like the random drives and like floaters and stuff. But the fact that he has that in his game is awesome, and he's like trying it out here and there. But I just love it when he's just a spacer when he shoots threes because his D is so on point. And this is it's hard to talk about him on D, but he's just been so great on that end. He has kind of like a Jaden like stat line where he just has like ones across the boards and nothing really fun to talk about or like striking um, out the page, but I thought he also kind of got a soft whistle. I'm gonna give him a pretty like solid indifferent. Damn, where's my damn? I'm working with one screen. It's hard. It's hard. I'm gonna give him an indifferent, a pretty a meh game. Great. Hey, if you guys decide that it's different, you please let me know in the chat. If I'm off at all, because I can be, and I have been, and even in chat tonight, I was thinking things were happening that weren't happening. McClunkley called me out on the fact that I thought Gobert was triple team when we passed it into him. It's like I guess it doesn't matter, right? But Naz Reid, 28 minutes. Welcome back, Naz Reid. Naz Reid against Denver was embarrassing. This is the Naz Reid that we get to expect. Also leading our team in free throw attempts with 8. That's sick. He got a good whistle tonight, something that I haven't seen a whole lot of, but we started to see a bit of in the Denver game. 19 points on 10 shots, which is awesome, I suppose, including 2 for 5 from 3, which is about what we expect. It wouldn't hurt him to shoot more. That's all I'll say. But 7 for 8 from the free throw line, and that could be a good thing to kind of think about. Is Gobert is so good at getting teams into foul trouble and or us into the bonus. Here's Nas taking advantage of the fact that we can get into the bonus. We don't really have a whole lot of other players that can like take advantage, and like Ant kind of gets a suspect whistle, and Cat is who he is sometimes, where he doesn't get the whistle and like it hurts him mentally, and it's great to have just another player to like take advantage of the fact that we're going to be in the bonus. And it didn't seem like we were in the bonus much at all this game, but cool. It's good to see. I want to give Nas a B, if not an A, but I'm going to give him a B because I think we should have actually taken care of business tonight in a far more respectable, but like respect to Atlanta. We should have kicked their butt, and it didn't happen. And whatever, right? Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, okay. Hey, T Wolves X on Twitter. Or on X. Ooh, nice. Who do you want to play in playoffs? Uh dude. I want answers from all of you because the collective you, us, will have the answer. My answers are uh maybe different than everyone else's. But I would love to see the Kings. That would feel great. I would love to see probably even like as weird as it sounds, the Lakers, because we know their size is going to match up well against us, and we can play 80 well. And LeBron is going to be, of course, a factor. And like they have a couple shooters, but so do we. And I think we can guard their perimeter dudes just as well as anyone. Those are maybe the two teams. The teams I don't really want to face, but if had I would have to choose, I would choose of the three of the Pelicans, Suns, and Warriors. I'd probably go Warriors, Pelicans, Suns. The Suns are maybe the team I want to face the least, but I wouldn't say they've been struggling. They've been doing fine. It's just who's guarding who in that series, right? Jaden can guard Katie, but then what is like Cat doing? What is Gobert doing? The size could hurt us, and that's that like problem I have with the team's DNA is like when teams go small, how do we react? So the Suns have the spacers galore, and even I guess Nurkic can shoot the three, which is stupid. And so there's that. I hope there's some amount of an alignment there, but even if not, I would love to hear your answer, my friend. And I guess be able to smoke the wide open layup. So I guess it might be okay to play against the Suns because they have one ball. That's the biggest thing with them is can they play with one ball? Of course they can. It's obvious, but like they don't. There's no true point guard. So in the half court sense, they're great in transition and stuff. In the half court, it's going to be a lot of KD and Devin Booker, and will be just that spacer, Ray Allen 3-point shooter. Maybe will he be able to be as clutch as Grayson Allen? Maybe. Anywho, I don't know enough about the Suns, man. Fuck. Timberwolves. I just want the Wolves to make the finals. Yes, that's all we want. Knowing our luck, though, the Bulls of the team will remain in deep run and make it out of the East. They're the Wolves' kryptonite. Oh, sure. I don't know who. Any team from California. Any team from California is who you would want. Disco. Okay. The Kings, the Clippers, of course, of course. But that's the first round matchup. We can't really choose the Clippers, the Lakers, or the Warriors. Oh, man. It's 4 teams. Man. California's lucky. Back to the tier list. Who do we got next? We got our bench dudes to the starters. Conley, 13 points, 10 assists. Welcome back, Mike Conley, passing the ball. Holy fuck. Like we had some 3 turnovers, 2 assist games from him lately. We had some like bottoms like performances, but we've been giving him the benefit of the doubt, and also age comes into the equation, and tierflation, of course. 29 assists out of 38 makes. 38 makes sounds low, but I don't know. I don't even know what the average makes per game in the NBA is. But like hitting that rhythm where the ball is moving, seeing high numbers from Conley in the assist numbers means the ball's moving. Means like holy fuck, we're playing well. We're playing for each other, and it's also welcome sight to see other people get those numbers too. But it's just like 10 assists are way more impactful than him, like scoring. 2 for 6 from 3, awesome. Like we need more from Conley, but like I'll take this type of performance, especially when like man, Trae Young and Dejounte Murray are hard covers for Mike Conley. So much so that I feel like he wasn't really on them. Much. I'm going to give him a B, and I'll put him here actually. And I hope you guys agree. Gerald Becker. Celtics. What are we talking about? Oh, we want the Celtics. That's right. That's right. We want the Celtics. I love that answer. That's the answer. Who do we want in the playoffs? We want the Celtics. I love that answer. Jesus. Oh, Gerald. Yes. All right. That's such a fucking awesome answer. I didn't think of that. You guys are so good. Um, Jericho. Scroll up is all I'll say because I think I will just give you and feed you the wrong answer. So scroll up a little bit and get some information from that. Dude, don't we all? Wouldn't that just be something? Oh man. 7 games, 4 at Target Center, we win. We haven't had 2 duds really in a row. We haven't had like poor shooting performances more than like a couple in a row. Um Guaranteed, right? Game 1's going to be phenomenal. Um Disco Wolf, we're about to talk about Cat, but yeah, he did. He did. All right. I'm trying to be good. I have a second monitor on the way. I have a laptop now, so I'm going to have dual screens, but I'm just lazy as fuck and forgot about it when we were watching this game. So for next time, I'll have it up. Um, I'm going to go with Jaden McDaniels next. 11 points, 3 rebounds, a block, and assist. He hit his threes tonight. I think all 3 of his threes were assisted by Cat. Um, in a lot of his stats, we were talking about slow mo, like the intangibles, the things that don't necessarily amount to stats, um, is why we play him, why we pay him. There's a little bit of that with Jaden, but I think him and Gobert work so damn well together that I think outside of the fact that he's been like missing his shot, he found a little bit of it back tonight, 4 for 7 tonight, and mostly 3 for 4 from three. When we were like missing from three, we only had 10 threes tonight. He's like 30% of them, right? Like we needed someone to just find something. Um, and where he's shooting them. He's shooting them from all over the place. I think in years past he's had one spot, and now he's in the corner, and now he's at the top of the key. He can find his shot anywhere, and I think that's great. It's great for the team, especially top of the key because he can burst back on defense. Um, I think Trey Young is such a hard cover, and I thought he did well for the most part. And he's not. He fouled out the other day, but this is a by the game kind of grade. But I thought he played decently in Denver, despite maybe the grade that we actually gave him. Um, this is the Jaden I like. I need more from him, but I think a lot of it's also, hey, we got Towns back, so we're trying to like force feed Towns a bit, and we need to get others going. That's fine too. We found some other pieces that are like willing to step up. The fact that we can like rely on Na and Jaden to get like us 20 points from the two of them combined is quality, I think. Um, what we're asking so much from our fourth option, right? Aren't we? Don't you think? Like we're asking a lot, and this is like a be like performance for me. I could be wrong. Ooh, I hit it. Eric is right. Disco Wolf is right, or I'm right because you guys are calling the grade. I'm giving him a B, and I think I thought he was great tonight in terms of a lot of the things that we see, but we don't like get recorded, right? So there's no like big, big body, big, big Jaden, Big Mac rebounds or thrunks or blocks. He's just doing a lot of like corralling, like feeding Gobert the player or putting him on the baseline, and then maybe there was like the Trey Young like hook shot from the baseline that he had, and the and one which is so dumb or whatever that was, but there's not a whole lot of there's not many players that can do what Trey Young does, so not super worried about that. Plus, he didn't get into foul trouble. Cool. It looked like to me that A-Rod was sitting straight across in the court from Glenn. There's a guy on Twitter, like Sneaker Reporter or something stupid, his handle or whatever. I mean, he's not stupid. I'm just like the Twitter handle is funny, and he reported about Ant's shoes, but he also filmed video of like where A-Rod and Lori were sitting or standing, and then like directly across the court was Glenn Taylor. I wouldn't mind some TNT drama from those two or three. I wouldn't mind some just nonsense bellowing back and forth. It's funny we didn't like hit a shot for the first couple minutes of the game, and like Glenn really just wanted to sit down, and it was pretty funny. I just thought that was funny, and yeah, Glenn's old as fuck, and I want him to sell the team as soon as possible. It's just I don't know who's right or wrong right now. Billionaires, people with money suck. Like be give away the money and do things with money, and they're just holding it for their own pursuits. Of course, they have to, they can, whatever. I don't know what I'm saying, but people suck, and like I don't know who's right and wrong right now. Like I don't want to believe anything that Glenn says because I don't know. He's got the team in Minnesota. He paid everyone he needed to pay. We paid Wiggins that amount of money, but we also paid KG that amount of money. So you can't really. I don't know. It's wild. I don't know. But like, who's right? Like, there's like reporting coming out, like maybe saving face a bit, maybe countering a bit what Erod and Laurie had been saying that like they were going to shortcut the team and like maybe move some pieces that we weren't willing to move, not going to the second apron. And like, is that like why do you own a team? Like, there's questions of like why do you own a team? It's like you're not going to gain money instantly. It's like a big sunk cost, and you're going to reap the rewards of like over time the investment blows or builds, and then you can sell it later. But why are you buying a team to sell it later unless you're old as fuck like Glenn Taylor is right now? You should sell the fucking team and live in your basement with spaghetti dinner, right? Like that's what he needs to do. But I don't know, there's some fucking nepotism happening now too, where they're like reporting that like, I don't know, was it Becky and the fucking kids they made could potentially be part of this. I don't want any of that. Anywho, I want all the drama, and Also, just want to say we are having the second best year of our existence, and this shit is going down. Like, how insulting, embarrassing, and just full of bigotry is this? Like, nah, not your money, it's our money, and not no, you didn't, you missed the deadline by 5 hours. Like, oh, it's our team again. The team's not for sale. Clouding over this year. Luckily, the players don't care, or do they? And it's not affecting them, or is it? I don't know. It's cool to not have it like be the only thing that's being talked about, but it's just why is it happening? Because like it'll be pointed at as a thing that has happened this year, despite our success or lack of, right? And we can even point it as the reason why there was a lack of success. There's a lack of trust in the front office. There's a lack of trust in like our players to the front. Like, what is Conley? Why is this Conley crap coming out? Like, why is that coming out now? It's the fucking day before the end of the season. Conley's term can be, opted. He can opt out of his contract. What? After you build this team, you want to yeet out of here? I don't think that's something that he wanted. Uh, so I don't like that kind of reporting, but maybe it's just people trying to like muster the noise to cause drama, to add salt to the wounds and shit like that. I don't know. I am done talking about it, but absolutely. The sales drama is nothing. I don't remember. I wouldn't say I was young. I was like sixth grade, seventh grade when it happened. Eighth grade. So I didn't really fully understand, but the terms were you just lost your draft picks. And we got Indy Eby, the person who could not be pronounced. His name could not be pronounced. As one of our draft picks out of 5 years or 6 years. And that noise was embarrassing as fuck, but it was like I don't remember hearing much about it other than like that front page, like under the table crap. And now with like media everywhere, you need to be the first person to announce, even if it's like fucking like half-ass facts. Like it's just really creating a lot of chaos and noise that I'm just not comfortable with, really. Dude, I think this is totally true. He's just bad energy, and yeah, if if it's all he's ever been good at when it comes down to contributing to the team. Oh my god, that's so true. Glenn should hire TLC to come in for a halftime, taking no scrubs to A-Rod because he doesn't have enough money. Whoa. A-Rod's not really the problem, though, isn't it, Lori? For the most part, and like getting those other people on board. Moving forward, Anthony Edwards. Usually we save him for last. Anthony Edwards, as we're closing in on the hour mark, reported that he was questionable. Typically, that means he's playing, and he was playing. I cannot tell you a damn thing he did except for the end of the game. He got to the line a couple times and he hit a couple fadeaways and hard shots at that. 14 points, that's cool. 0 for 5 from 3, that sucks. 4 assists, 2 steals, 4 fouls early in the game, honestly, which makes it was kind of squeamish throughout the rest of the game. Like, is he going to pick up his fifth? Is he going to get in foul trouble again? But he didn't pick up another foul. 4 for 12 from the field goal line or from the field, and I felt that. I felt like sometimes we give Cat a pass when he only takes like 12, 13 shots because he does a lot of other things. He's a big dude, first of all, so like soft whistle, doesn't get everything that he, I would say, even potentially even deserve, and he has to body for rebounds and play a lot of roles as that like foreman, and has to do a lot too. He has to play a lot. He has to take all the shots. Like he is the dude that everyone is focusing in on. All of the media hype is on him. He wants it, right? Debuting shoes left and right. Apparently, he was awful tonight. And it's okay. It's actually super fine to win when he's awful, just like how Phoenix wins when Devin Booker's been awful. I think the way that he played tonight was kind of lackluster. Really threw me for a loop. Like I thought he would want to just like get this game over with, and just like sprint to the halftime up 20, and then like not really see a whole lot of him after. But that wasn't the case. In fact, he was the opposite of that. Only had 2 points. He was deferring a lot. He was like not trying to get open. Like this was an awful game from him. I don't want to see the worst of our players towards the end of a season. I want to see the best. I want to see the best come ready. And what's that stupid ass phrase like? the cream rises to the top or something. I want to see the best out of him. And yeah, maybe this is maybe a meaningless game. And yes, wow, it wasn't meaningless, but like maybe to him, he's done all he could. He wants some time. He wants a break before the playoffs or something. He's about to get 4 days, right? So I was just like, I thought his vibes were off. I thought his energy was not there, and maybe there was another point to him where he was like, "Oh, Cat's back," so he's like not wanting to take the light, and he wants it to give it to Cat. We'll see. Post game chatter and hullabaloo of like what went down, but like, yeah, Ant has to be better. I think game one, if he's like this, it's not in our favor. What top seed? What's the top seed for if we lose a game one like that? Like we can't have this type of energy, and he's going to be double teamed. He's going to be pressed so much harder than he's ever felt before because now he is the team. Like there's so much about the team that's just him. Um, the grade, Wancho could be bottoms, but we won, so a little bit of tearflation. There might be some tearflation here. Karl-Anthony Towns, saving the best for last with Gobert, but Karl-Anthony Towns, 28 minutes, welcome back, 11 points. He gets over the double-digit hump, the threshold, with a three at the corner with like a couple minute or so left. Awesome. 8 assists, amazing. Um, a block shot, which is cool. He didn't get into foul trouble. We held his minutes in check. I think we were trying to get him like 25, 30 minutes. That's cool. Um, we're in an interesting position where we can't really like sub him in for defense, even though with his length, he's just maybe not always there. And so we have to do this like slow mo for cat trade at the end of games. I guess that's working okay for us. 8 assists are amazing. 5 rebounds. We could do more with him on rebounding, but that's okay. He'll get back into it eventually. There's a couple plays where I thought he wasn't taking off, but he was trying to do too much in the simple flow, simple action, and all he needed to do was get back, and he would like sprint to the rim for a rebound. He doesn't get the rebound, and then they get a transition bucket, and maybe even an ant foul as a result. And that I think is bad. But he had energy. He had pent up energy. He wanted to let it all out. He wanted to play out all out. And I think he got those moments. He got a few moments where it was his those were his moments, and I thought that was great. And I think defensively he wasn't like terrible. So we need to see what he'll look like against Phoenix on Sunday because it's going to be a very telling game, and I think it's going to be a lot of eyes on him on that game too because he's gonna be tested. Katie, all those people, like, what is Phoenix gonna play? I don't know what they're gonna end up doing, but like, we're gonna need to see a quality version of Towns on Phoenix on Sunday, and I think we're gonna get there. For me, exceeded my expectations to an extent where I thought the 8 assists were very like um an underrated skill set that I don't want to get into his head to say, hey, pass all the time. I want him to be as aggressive as ever. But his field goal, his overall production, 4 for 11 from the field. I want 4 for 11 from three at a minimum every game. So do the simple things well, and then be great, be excellent, be a superstar in those roles, and then you can start to like implement the other stuff. The passing was a little was just sugar on top, candy on top, or whatever. It was just awesome to see, and I thought he got Gobert going in a nice rhythm, and he got Jaden his threes. Like I thought that was sweet because he's gonna have his own gravity. There's gravity with Curry. There's gravity with all players in the NBA. Ant has that now, where they're kind of pressing on him, putting two on him sometimes. Cat's a tough cover for most defenses, and so he's gonna drag out some players. Sometimes even get double teamed outside on the perimeter. We got to take advantage of that. Um, in his return, Cat, even though his stats are borderline below norms, first game back, he handled the pressure well. Not a whole lot of stray voltage. There's going to be probably a lot of praise for him in the post game. He was great. I thought he was great. Best player of the night, though, hands down, 10 toes down himself, number 27 from France, the Tower of Power. 25 points, 19 rebounds, 5 block shots, 10 for 10 from the floor and including 5 for 8 from the free throw. Hey, Wemby, take that for data. Uh, and a team high plus 13 from the floor. It felt like that. It actually felt like in the non Rudy Gobert moments, we were not a team. We were letting them do whatever the fuck they wanted on defense or on offense. And um, we built that lead with Gobert out there, and then he sat, and there it went in a matter of seconds. And even if they were just making threes, the Trae Young bombs from like the logo and stuff, it felt like with Gobert there, you could kind of press up on players because then right they have to fix their position and then to change their first option or first instincts. And then Gobert being there means they can't really completely always drive to the rim. We didn't see a whole lot of floaters either. Like that's DeJounte Murray's game. That's the mid range game from Trae Young and Murray. We didn't see a whole lot of that. So like, testament to Gobert. Gobert did so many things right this game. He just needs to dunk everything, and I think we're going to be golden if we play stronger, bigger, taller, more enforceive. Uh, let our size shine. I think Gobert is like going to be at the apex of that. Like on both sides of the ball, there was a moment even where like Grady and Kim Pete were calling it out. This is the reason. This is like in a nutshell. This is a microcosm of why Gobert is so damn like important, not just for the NBA, but for this team. It's like gets the block, runs down the court, gets that dunk. Baby Mac like steals the ball. Gobert sees it, sprints back and gets that oop for a dunk or something like that. It was awesome. Those moments are so important because we only won by 3 points, right? And we were playing so well in Denver up until a point, up until it got mucky, until like slow mo hit like 3 fouls in 4 seconds, and like Reggie Jackson at that like desperation three, and then Gobert gets tackled to the floor or whatever. What happened? I forgot what happened. He got shoved to the floor. Can we respond to that kind of adversity? Can we respond to like the soft whistle, the whistle that doesn't go in our favor? It's going to happen. It will happen. It probably happens to every team at some point in every game. And we haven't had the luxury of like a soft whistle in our favor for much, if not all, of the season. I thought it looked good tonight. I thought it looked the part. I thought Gobert played his role to above and beyond expectations. Is this an A1 game? I I think it is. Uh, I think it is. I think it's been a remarkable, remarkable season in the pickleball hands himself's control of Rudy Gobert. I think we are not the team we are without him, and I think we don't have a chance in any postgame, like any postseason play without him. It's just so obvious what he is able to do for us, and continues to kind of do the back to back game. Like, wow, what I saw from him in that first half against Denver and the end of the back to back, tired legs, holding, yeah, Jokic is an impossible cover, but doing all he can. I thought that was just unheralded like praise for that guy. And then just so ready in game where Atlanta's like a smaller team and more perimeter driven, and he just fucking dominates. Uh, I want like zero play calls for Gobert. I don't know if he wants that, but to make our team kind of just like tie any bow, any ribbon to any playoff game or series, he needs to be so dominant in his role. And he's been nothing but. I don't think there's been more than a handful of games, if that, where he's been less than optimal, right? And I think for the season, A1. For the game, A1, 10 for 10, 25 points, 19 rebounds, 5 blocks. That's crazy. He's been remarkable. To the chat, I haven't seen a little bit of you guys for a bit. I've been on my little diatribe here for over an hour, I guess. Oh, 10 for 10 is a franchise record? $11 points on 11 shots. Oh, that was for Cat. Yeah, but we got tier play. Also for the also I think it's A1 for the post game yakety yak with Leah Bjorlson taking that line from Cat. This is what movies are made of. I think that just has to bump them up a notch. Very cringe, very corny, uh, but kind of amazing at the same time. I didn't like that Leah Bjorlson called them unicorns. I didn't think that's it, but give them a week. Dude, actually, thank you for saying that. Um, yes, you're right. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna like ask for forgiveness or anything, but you're right. Give him a week. Let's see what happens. I think he's gonna be fucking ready. That's what I believe and feel, and I think you're right on that. Easy money, Cat, A, by far our best player tonight. Well, there is a big of a gap right now. 10 for 10 franchise record. Redemption coming this playoffs. The French Connection. A1 Disco Both. The Chuck says yes. Franchise record. Aye, says Blake. All right, so the aye is probably A1. All right. Okay, here you are. Here you are. There it is. All right, cool. I'm glad I'm not like full of hot air here. um, guys, it's almost 11 p.m. on a Friday night. Chug one for bed. We got a we got an interesting weekend ahead of us. Sunday is the closing out game of the season, regular season that is, against Phoenix. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what we can expect. I want a whole lot of Towns. That's what I want. And I want Ant to kind of ride into the playoffs on a high where he's not like forcing it, and the rest needs to just come prepared. Like I don't need to have any sort of like big stellar performances from anyone else. I just need to see Cat find his rhythm again. Um, I want to win. I want to win that game in a way where I want to control our destiny. And if we're the one seed, I guess we avoid. I don't know who we avoid. I don't know. I don't know. What? Who do you guys want? Let's like end the night talking a little bit about what you guys want. Someone said any of the California teams. Man, I would love to play Portland in the first round, but that can't happen. You guys said Celtics, which is such an A1 comment. But I want to see like first round. Who are we in? Who do we want? Got to make a T-shirt for Rudy with that quote. Yes, will happen. That will happen. I'm gonna copy this comment, and I almost banned you by trying to copy the comment. Um, will do. Will do. Will do. Grown, my friend. Enough. But thank you so much for your support as always. I posted the article from CBS Sports fully explaining the tiebreaker scenarios. It's in Discord. Please pin it. Will pin. Will pin it. Ross Perez tweet with all POS. Probably postseason scenarios for tomorrow posted in Discord. Or not tomorrow, Sunday. Cool. Kings are the preferred matchup. Round 1 Warriors. Round 2 Clips. You have it all figured out. Blake, I love it. Round 1 Warriors. Round 2. So Clippers beat Dallas. If Clippers beat Dallas, holy fuck. They found something. Because I guess Westbrook is back, right? So they have found it, but not the Pelicans as the check because nobody can guard Zion. We can't have Slender Man guard Zion. Oh no, you're right. I feel like I've been humbled by Noah, et cetera, at all. Like I really kind of was thinking Pelicans would be an interesting team to play against. I think their size and our size, there's like some correlation there. We would dominate certain parts of the ball. Zion can't really get to the rim that easily against us, but he has this interesting like mid-range like post shot that he does. That's like one-handed jumper, I think. He doesn't shoot from the perimeter that well, so like there's a bit of that. He's untested and unproven, and like, will his size be a detriment? In the postseason, I've always thought that. So there's obvious some bias there. But Brandon Ingram is coming back. CJ McCollum's on a heater right now. They have dudes for days from the 3-point line in Alvarado, Murphy, and the sweet Herb Jones. I think you're right. We don't want Pelicans. But I do feel like their size and our size like matches up well. But the Pelicans are going to be a nightmare for any team. And if it's fucking Denver, holy fuck, Denver. That round one matchup, Denver versus New Orleans, is going to be fucking highlight, man. Kings or Warriors? Man, Warriors is a team that kind of scares me with the Chris Paul crap and Draymond headlocking, and not getting called for it. But and Clay's gonna pop off one game, like dread saying it, but like Kareem Rush days of the Lakers, where we probably could have won it all in 2003, 2004, but Kareem Rush said otherwise, right? So like he hit like 6 threes, 7 threes that one game, Robert Horry style. It just feels like Warriors have a couple players like that could really just like bleed us, and we play so well for like 3 quarters, and then there's like a burst, just like Denver. What happened in Denver? But instead of dunks, they're threes. So instead of like a 6-point game, it's a 12-point game, and like that's what the Warriors can bring. And Curry's going to get that whistle, right? Curry's going to get a lot of attention for him, and they're going to set moving screens. It's going to frustrate. I don't know if I want the Warriors as much as I would rather have the Lakers. Anywho, regardless, right? Regardless, we're going to fucking have home court advantage, which is so sick. The only path, if we if we if we win on Sunday and any of Denver or OKC loses, we take first. And any. Okay. Ben Ryder. That is the mentality we were. No more. In a lot of ways, you're right, though. Like, let's get past the first round. Let's talk about all that nonsense and miracles that tend to happen. Stephon Diggs, only in the Metrodome, right? Or what was it called? Some bank, U.S. Bank Stadium. Alrighty, my friend. The best fat kid player ever. Oh, you're talking about Zion. Yeah, just win versus the Suns, and it is what it is, guys, gals, and binary pals, as my friend says on YouTube. Joseph Lopez. Nope, that's the wrong person. Kenji. Thank you guys so much for joining. All 100 plus of you guys still with me as I'm just silent. It's just dead air now. Wolves win. They blow out the Atlanta Hawks 109 to measly 106. Convincing faction. So much so that they had to, bench their starters in the fourth quarter. I'm ready. I'm so pumped. I'm so excited. First time in a long while, I'm excited for a postseason. It was so fun to be there and get there and win a game in Denver and get there and feel like we could have actually made some fucking noise that first year with D'Lo, and the way that we pulled into that first round against Memphis was so fun, man. That playing game was just so electric, and that dunk from Ant will just be seared into my mind as like one of the most like heart pounding moments. And then we get game one in Memphis. Whole lot of straight voltage to close out that series. Ant goes for the steal. If we like win that series, we play Golden State. We're better than Golden State. They were like hobbled. They were injured. We were going to beat them. Swear to fucking God, man. We were going to beat them. Anywho, enough of that. This is gonna be fun. We're gonna hear every game as much as we can for as long as we can. We might even put out a video just blabbering offline, just blabbering. We might even pull in the Timberwolves Daily. We might pull in a couple other guest people now that we've been reaching out a little bit more now. Just talking matchups, talking what we can expect and what we would want, and of course we want to win, but like how we're going to win and how like to kind of do those kind of preseason or those like pre-postseason prediction stuff, and maybe even like fill out a bracket or something with a lot of bias and as well. That'd be fun. It's easy to be kind of like bullish or gun shy, right? Or like kind of like, well, we've seen this before, right? Um, it's also fun to like kind of enjoy the process and be part of the moment, and rather than like, oh, but history, oh, but this, that, or the other. Why isn't Cat or why isn't Ant taking over? There's gonna be questions galore, infinite amount of questions. But like a lot of it's also just like this has been quite a high this season. 50, potentially 57 wins. That hasn't happened since 2003, 2004 for this miserable squad. We kind of have to just take it and be like, we accept this. In a lot of ways, we kind of have a really short window. We'll have a second window when Ant hits his prime, when Jaden, if Jaden's around at his prime, the Nas prime. That's gonna be amazing, right? This window is with Gobert, and I feel like we in Conley and like well, they're here obviously for reasons. Obviously, they're getting paid fucking the money they are, but they're also kind of here. I think they see it with our team, so we should like do this for them, right? Like this might be one of the last chances that the two of them can get. Let's see how far we can go, not just for our own selves, selfishly, but like paying it forward for that fucking. Thank you, Utah, for the remarkable trades of you know throwing our future for Gobert for the now, and the future has like not done a whole lot, right? There's Keontae George, of course, but like the Walker Kessler is like I don't know right exactly right now, and Utah's going to be miserable for years, and the draft isn't like that strong for the next few years, right? Like we don't really know who the next guy is. We've been hearing about Wemby for years. We've heard about Zion for years, right? Haven't heard a whole lot about anyone for. I guess we're hearing about Bronny and Melo's kid or something, but like whatever. Yeah, and then like Conley, man, like isn't that like fucking awesome to like hopefully like he was there for Marcus Gasol's retirement and like he's still playing. All the other dudes sitting with him are all retired or gone. He's still playing. It'd be so fucking great to like get as far as we can for these guys, right? Oh, and also it took us a miserable amount of time, but like years to get that one run with KG and the boys, right? We had 5 game that was back when we had 5 game series, but like losing to Seattle, losing to Houston, losing to San Antonio, Dallas, 3-0, 3-1, maybe even pushing a 5 game series here and there, but like just to get that one run, we had to go through so much adversity and like change, and then we started to pick it up, right? Uh, Bam, back to back to back, as Mason Smith says. We're in the playoffs again. It took us 2 playing games and essentially a playing game the year before the Jimmy Butler year with Game 82. This year we have convincingly, you know, 30 games above 500. What is that nonsense? 31 games above 500. Fucking didn't see that. All right, guys. Take care, each and every one of you. Hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you guys Sunday. Um, as Ant says,
sensational.
there it is. As Kat
I
says,
wear size 20s. I can't make those up. I can't take those back. So I got big feet.
a woo. Have a good one, guys. I forgot how to do this. There it is. Peace.